Okay, so good morning, students. Okay, can you please tell me last time up to which point we have done better? What we did last time? Good morning. Good morning. Anji, what was the last point we did in the previous class? What is your mistake from my side? Anji, so I was asking you about the what which topic we did last time. Share link of Jupyter Notebook. Share link of Jupyter Notebook. Uh, Shabazz, is this your first class? Okay, so I have explained you in the class a number of times how to download the Jupyter Notebook. Are you facing an issue? Let's say for downloading the Jupyter Notebook, first of all, you have to download the Anaconda. So have you done that? Okay, so for that I have to give you the demonstration again, I guess, right? How many of you are new in this class who are not knowing how to download the Python, not the Jupyter Notebook? How many of you are still not aware of this? All data get erased. Uh, but my question is that how many of you are there who are not able to download Jupyter Notebook on their PC? Has everybody downloaded and installed it except Shabazz? Okay, Shabazz, I'll demonstrate you the same one more time, right? But before that, let me give the other students one work to do, right, so that they can start working on it. Okay, so last time I guess we did some work on the data set, right? How to download, how to import a data set, and how to work on it, and how to check the different number of the parameters, and how to uh, create the histograms from the data set that we have done in the previous class, I guess. Right? Is it so? Anji Bachche, is it so? Has everybody done that? Have you practiced that which we did in the last class? Everyone? Okay. So today what we're going to do is, I guess you people have not practiced the Python dictionaries, right? I told you when we did the Python list, and the tuples, right? I told you to do the dictionary part also, right? So have you practiced that dictionary part? It was showing error. Okay, बच्चे, which error was it showing? Can you please demonstrate me? I'll make you the presenter. You can share the screen with me so that we can uh, solve this issue. Because is inactive. Vikas, are you there? Yes. Joining. Vikas, you're the presenter now, right? So you can switch on the mic and share the screen. Show me what error you are having. Vikas, are you there? Okay, no issues. We'll discuss this later on. Fine? No issues. Okay. So let us. Okay, fine. Let me just share the screen with you, right? So that I can give you some work to do, right? So previously, what we did was I told you to practice the Python lists, right? And I told you also to do the Python tuples, sets, and dictionaries, right? So how many of you are there who have done all the four parts? Let me just open the poll for you, right? So that I can get an idea that how many of you have practiced all the four things, right? So if anybody has practiced all the four things, click yes, otherwise click no. Okay, I need the responses from everyone. Still, 8 students are there who have not responded. Very please. Okay. Great. So what we are going to do today is, right, so we'll not move ahead before you practice all the four things, right? So I'll share the link with you. That link is related to the Python lists, right? I want each one of you to practice them on your own. Python list, tuples, sets, and dictionaries, right? And also Python if-else statement. Right? So that because these things are very important for the uh, your data sets, right? And you people must have a good idea about all these things. Let me just share the link with you. Now this first link is about the Python link, Python list. Okay. And after that, we are having the Python tuples. Right. So this one is for the Python tuples. Then you are having Python sets. and then you are having different dictionaries, and then you are having if else. Right? I want each one of you to practice if else also. If else and while loop and for loop. And so these three loops are I want each one of you to practice. Okay, so this one is conditions. Conditions means the if else loop is being used, right? And after that we'll be having the while loop. So those who have done the previous four parts, right? So they are required to do the loops, right? That is the if else loop, then the while loop, right? And the last one is the for loop. So see, just practice all these things today. So this is your today's work. We'll move further once we are done with all these. Okay, so these things are important. Okay. Am I clear to everybody? Anji Bache. Okay. So I just each one of you to practice all these things. Whatever the students who have already done the four parts, right? So they can move to the conditional parts. That is the if else loop, while loop, for loop, and so on. Rest students who have not completed the previous four parts also, and so I want each one of you to practice those first also, and then move on to the looping. Okay, so in the meanwhile, I'll share the screen with you, and uh, student was Shabazz. Okay, Shabazz, I'll just demonstrate you. Right, so in the meanwhile, how to download and install the notebook on your PC. Right. So for that, what you have to do is let me just share the screen with you. Shabazz, my screen is visible on your side. Okay. So what you have to do is, first of all, you have to the website. Okay, fine with us. Because you have already installed it, right? So you can practice with your links. Okay. So what you have to do is, first of all, you have to root the URL, right? So on your browser, you have to type anaconda.com. Okay. First of all, you have to type anaconda.com and hit enter. And once this is entered, right, so you will end up on this page. Right now, this page is having several options on the top, right? So the first one is the products. You have to go in products and click on this individual edition. Okay. First, first step is to go to the anaconda.com, and after that go to products and click on this individual edition, right? And once you click on this, right, so you will land up on this page. Now you can see the URL has changed to anaconda.com/products/individual. Okay. And after that you have to scroll down on this page. Now once you scroll down, what you have to do is you have to reach on this page, on this area. It is the Anaconda installers. Okay. So once the Anaconda you reach on this page at this point, right, so you will be having three options. One will be for the Windows, second will be for the Mac operating system, and third one for the Linux. Okay. So whichever operating system you are using, you can install accordingly. Like my PC is having Windows, right? So and it is 64-bit PC. Okay, so I will choose the 64-bit graphical installer for that. if my PC would have been Windows 32-bit, right, then I would have chosen the bit installer. Similarly, for Mac, also you can choose the first one, and for the Linux, you can choose the first one. Okay, so most of us are having the Windows, so I guess this would be the better option, right? And you just have to check that which configuration your PC is in, whether it is 64-bit PC or it is a 32-bit PC, right? So mine is 64, so I click on this, right, and it will be downloaded on my PC first of all. Okay, so once this is downloaded, now that file will be of 288 MBs, right? So it will take 2 minutes to download, right? And it will be 288 MBs, I guess. And once that is installed, right, so it will look something like this. Just show you. Okay, so it will look something like this. This one, that is the Anaconda 3 2020.07 Windows and so on. Okay, so now this is on your PC, and now you have to install it. Okay, so you just have to double click this. After that, you have to click on the next button. I agree, and do not change anything over here. Click on next and click on next, right? So it will create in the directory, right, and it will start running it, right? Now my directory is already installed, so I will not install it again, right? So you just have to click on this next button. It will install on your PC. Okay. So once the Anaconda is installed, right? So what you have to do is you have to go to the search bar, right, and search for the Anaconda on your PC. So once you type this Anaconda, you will be having several options over here. And so one will be Anaconda Navigator, then Anaconda Prompt, then Spider, Anaconda PowerShell, and so on, right? You need not to go in any of them except the first one. Okay, you just have to choose the first one, that is the Anaconda Navigator, right? So it will be having this green symbol over, in front of it, right? And you just have to click on this. It will take few seconds to open up, right? Because this is a bit heavier uh, software, right? So you can see that now the Anaconda Navigator has opened on the PC. Fine, and on this navigator, we are having several options. Okay. So you are having the cmd.exe prompt, then Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, PowerShell prompt, right? So Spider is there, Orange 3 is there, and also we are having the just a second. So it is also having the R Studio, right, option. So out of all these options, what we have to do is we have to choose the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and for that you have to click on this launch button, and this Jupyter Notebook will be installed on your PC. Okay, so from here you will be able to download the Jupyter Notebook, nothing else from. Okay, so no, from nowhere else you will be able to find it. You have to install it from your own. So once this is done, right? So we just close this Anaconda because we do not need any the Anaconda working anymore. Okay. So once that is done, you just have to search for the Jupyter Notebook on your search bar, and this will be the option you will be getting Jupyter Notebook with this symbol. Okay, so just have to click on this and it will open in your browser. Okay, so like this it will open. Let me just show you like this one. Okay, so this is the way it will show up, right? And then you can create the new folder from by clicking on this, right? And then rename it, and then you can go inside that notebook. And after that, you can let us say this is the notebook which you are having. You can sorry, this is folder which you are having. If you want to create the notebook, you can again go over here and click on the Python 3, and that will be created, and then you will be able to launch into the notebook by clicking on it, and something like this will appear. Okay, is it clear to you, Shabas? Shabas, is it clear to you? Okay, now install it on your own and start working on it. Okay, so I guess you people are working on what I have given to you, Python for loop and all those things. Let me just explain you some of some of them. Okay, so um, I'll explain these conditional things with you, right? So when we talk about the Python conditions, right? So conditions are actually the things on which the output depends upon, right? Let us say if we want to have any price, so for that we put some condition, right? So that is, let us say if this happens, right, then only this should happen. Okay, so there is a condition for getting the output in it. Okay, so when we talk about the conditions in the mathematics, right? So Python supports the usual logical conditions from the mathematics, right? So what all these conditions are basically, when we are having the equal, let us say we are having two variables which are equal in their values, and so we'll be having a equal to b, right? So this is the symbol which we have to type when we are using the equal to value. So if we are assigning any value to, let us say if we are taking a condition that a is equal to b, then we have to do the equal to sign two times. Okay. When we are having a condition that a is not equal to b, as in that case, one first will be replaced by the exclamation sign, and this symbol will be not equal. Okay, so after that, if we are having the a is less than b, then simply we can put the less than sign, right? And if you're having less than equal to, then simply we can put the less than equal to sign. And if it is greater than, simple greater than sign. And if it is greater than equal to, then it is greater than equal to. Okay, so this is very easy, I guess. Okay, so here we are having some conditions, right? Let us say if we want to print something like b is greater than a is there, right? So for that, what we are having is, we are first of all having the value B and A. We have the values of A and B, and then we are comparing them. Okay, and then we are putting the condition over there that if this condition happens, then this. Otherwise, there is no need to. Okay. So example is there, like A is equal to 33 is there, B is equal to 20 is there, right? So now the condition says that if B is greater than A, B is greater than A, right? So then should print B is greater than A. Okay. Otherwise, there is nothing uh, except this statement to be printed. Okay, if this condition is not filled, then what should happen? That is not given over here, right? So in the if statement, if the program only if statement is given, then only one condition is fulfilled. The second condition is not taken care of. So what should be done in that case if the condition over there is not fulfilled? That is not taken care of. Okay. So here only if statement is there, and so what else can be done? That is not over. Right? So you can see if we run this program, right, so you can see the output is A is greater than B. Okay, sorry, B is greater than A. So if I put, let us say A is equal to 330, and if I run this again, then you can see then we are not going to get anything as the output. Here you can see we are not getting anything as the output. Okay, so if I change the symbol of this command, that is if B is less than A, so in that case, what I want to print is, I want to print B is lesser than A, right? So in that case, now my output should be B is lesser than A should be the output, because B is 203 and A is 313. Okay, so let us see that whether it is working correctly or not. As you can see over here that B is lesser than A has. Okay, so after that, we are having one thing you people must understand over here is that the difference, there are two programs over here. One is this one which I have already done, and second is this one, right? Now in this case, now this program is very much similar to the first one, but this one will show the error. Okay, why this will show the error? Because in this case you can see that this print command is starting from the beginning of the line, right? And over here the print command is starting right after giving some indentation. Indentation means some space right after the command. So why is it so? Because this you need to understand over here is that when we are using the command, right, so after some indentation, and then that command is actually treated as a part of the line before it. That is treated as the line as the command of the line before it. Okay, so this print command is a part of this if statement over here. But if you started from the without the indentation, without the space, well, in that case, what will happen? It will not go and it will not give you any output. It will throw an error because this print command will be there, right? And if this statement is there, right? So its output should also be what output should be there. That also has to be defined. But because this print command is independent of this if statement, therefore this will not take the output of this print statement as the output of this if statement. Okay. So it will they are actually treated as a separate statements basically. Okay. So in that case, the error will be there. Let me just show you the same case. Control V is there. So if I run this program, and so basically there is an error and thing has been shown over here. Let me just copy this again, Control C and go to the Jupyter notebook. And over here, if I print this statement, and hit on the shift enter. You can see expected and indented block over here, right? So because now here it is throwing an error, so it is expecting an indentation over here, right? So now you can see now if I have given the indentation, right, so then it will the B. So this I guess should be clear to you. And after that, now if in the previous example we were having the if statement only. Now if the second condition also is there, right? Let us say that if A is greater than B is there, right? For that we are printing this one. But what will be the condition if A is equal to B? Right? In that case, we can use the statement that is the else if ELF ELIF ELIF. Okay. So ELIF actually stands for the else if statement, right? So that it will take the condition, the second condition, okay, and if A is equal to B, then it will print this value. Okay, otherwise it will print A greater than B if B is greater than A. The third condition, that is B is lesser than A, that is not there. So here if we are having the program for V, right? So now you can see A is equal to 33 and B is equal to 33. Then this statement should be printed. That is A is equal to B. A and B are equal. So if I run this one, you can see A and B are equal has been printed, and the first one is not printed. So if I am having the value over here as 35, right? So now you can see 35 is greater than A. Now what should be the output? It should be B is greater than A, right? So in case of the A and B are equal. As you can see B is greater than A has been written. So if it would have been lesser than B is less than A, right? So in that case, nothing will be printed because that condition is not specified in the program. Okay. So after that, let us say we are using in the next command, right? So we are again using the else statement, right? So along with the if statement, along with the else statement, we are now using the else statement also. Okay. So here you can see that we just have to add this last command over here. What else can be the output? So let us put it over here, right? Now over here, what we're having is A is equal to 15, B is equal to 30. So the last statement, that is A is greater than B, should be run. Okay, so you can see A is greater than B runs in the as the output. Fine. So after that, you can in place of this if statement, you can straight away write else statement also if for all the other conditions you want to print B is greater than A. B is not greater than A. So you can see over here the A is equal to 200 and B is equal to 33, right? So it means A is greater than B. So, so A is greater than B. So here you can see the first condition is for B is greater than A. So for all the other statements, for all the other values, we need to have B is not greater than A. It should be the output. So if I run this, you can see output is B is not greater than A. So there is one more way of printing. So that is known as the shorthand if. Okay. So shorthand if means that along with if statement, right? So you can straight away write down the print statement. Okay. So you can see over here Control C and Control V. Okay. So if A is greater than B, print A is greater than B. So A is greater than B has been printed. because A is actually greater than B. Okay. So after that, what we are having is short and if else statement. Okay. So if so print A if A is greater than B, else print B. Right. So here print A. If A is greater than B, then print A. Otherwise, print B. Right. So this is the way you can we can say we can manipulate in the conditional programming. Right? And you can just have this. Just do this one. So here A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 330. Right. So it means B is greater than A. So what should be printed? Right. So B should be printed because A is greater than B is not fulfilled. Okay, so A will not be printed. A will be printed over here. What is B? B actually this B complete will be printed. Only B will be printed, not the value, its value, because this is in the form of string. You can see over here. This is in the double quotes. Okay, so B will be printed. So you can see over here B has been printed. Right. So here its value is not printed because this print in the print command what we are having is we are having the B and A in double quotes. That is we are taking them as a strings. Okay. So after that what we are having is so if three conditions are there, right? So in that case, let us say we're having A equal to 330 and B equal to 330, right? So in that case, what we want to print is print A if A is greater than B, right? So A is not greater than B, so it will not be printed. Else print equal to sign, right? Equal sign if A is equal to B, and else print B. Okay. तो अगर उससे ज़्यादा बड़ा है if A is greater than B, right? So A should be printed. If it is equal to, then equal to should be printed. And uh, if it is lesser than B, right? So it should be B should be. Okay. So in that case, equal to sign should come over as our output. Right. So let us print over here, and you can see we're having the equal to sign over here, right? So if I'm having if I change this value of B from 330 to 33, right? So output should be A. That is A should be right. And if B is greater than A, right? So B should be printed out. Fine. And, after that, we are having the logical outputs, right? So all our logical programs are there. Like we are having A to 200, B is equal to 33, and C is equal to 500, right? So now over here, what we are having is we are using the two conditions, right? So two conditions means that we are using the and over here, right? So we need both these conditions to be fulfilled. Okay, so if A is greater than B and C is greater than A, right? So then this statement should be printed. That is, both conditions are true, right? So first condition is A is greater than B. So 200 is greater than 33. That is fine. And C is greater than A. Then C is equal to 500 and A is equal to 200. Right? So this is also true. This statement should be printed. That is, both conditions are true, right? Else you can add one more statement to it. Else this is not true. Let me just show you. We'll see. Both conditions are true. As you can see over here. And then you can have or statement. So or means that either both of them, both these conditions should be true, right? Else, if one statement is true, then also they should be printed, right? So this or statement actually gives the liberty. So this is something like the or gate. have studied the gates, right? So I guess you people would not be aware of the gates. So OR gate is actually the second is not. Still, you will be having the print command that will run and will print at least one of the conditions. Okay, so this is how that will be done. Let me just run this for you to see, and then I'll come over here to V. Right, so if I run this, so you'll be having. So we are having the output as at least one of the conditions is true. Okay, so in this way you can, if you change the values over here and if you change the conditions over here accordingly, you can type anything in the command and it will be fine. So then we are having the nested if. Right? So what is the meaning of nested if? Nested if means if statement inside is if statement, right? If statement inside if statement, right? Let us say we are having x is equal to 41. That is 41, right? So x is the variable and its value is 41. The condition over here which is applied is if x is greater than 10, then print above 10, print above 10, right? So uh, now this you can see over here that after this statement again one if statement is used. Right now this if statement is under this if statement. Right? So if statement under the if statement, right, will now be used and then it will be worked on. Right. So here what we will be getting. First, this statement will be run, right? So that is x is greater than 10 will run and it will print above 10. And as soon as it prints above 10, right? So this statement will run. That is x greater than 20. If x greater than 20, then it should print and also above 20, right? Else it will run, but not above 20. Right? If it is above, let us say 41 is there, right? So 41 is greater than 10 also, and it is greater than 20 also. So if it is greater than 10, then only this second if statement work. Otherwise, it will not. So this thing or not. Okay. So my voice is audible. Okay, now is it fine or not? Is it fine now or not? So just let me know from which point should I explain again. Should I complete? Should I explain this complete, or you have understood this? Great. So if I run this statement, right? So you can see the whole C is there, right? And if I put this over here and run this command, You can see 41 is there. 41 is greater than 10 also and 20 also. So what it is printing? It is printing above 10 and also above 20. So it is not printing the last statement. So if I reduce this value to, let us say, 15, right? So 15 is above 10 and less than 20. So it should print above 10 but not above. Okay, so let's run this one also. You see over here above 10 but not above 20. Fine. So after that we are having the pass statement, and this we will discuss in the next session. As we can leave the session now because the time is up, and you can join